right, boys and girls, pardon my absence. A couple of things rocking out there on the floor. Congratulations to Craig DaPont for winning the Joss Q. He's going to pick that up tomorrow, I think. So again, Craig DaPont, the winner of that custom engraved Joss Q. If you're just joining us, I am Mike DeMarco of Ship the Cash, and we're here at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island for the 36th Annual Ocean State 9-Ball Championship. And we're down to our final two players. We got Kevin Guimond, undefeated. He is the man in the hot seat. Scott Haas was the one that played him in the hot seat, lost that match, and now he's back for revenge. Scott Haas just defeated Nick Charette of Canada to earn that spot. I'd like to see some predictions from our friends in the chat. If you have a prediction, I'd love to see it. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Kevin Guimond, he went through the field undefeated. However, he's also been sitting for a little bit. It's always a factor. Want to know what you guys are thinking out there. He's getting down on the ball really well. He's got a pretty good pace right now. Hey, Lee Mangos, how you doing, bro? Joanne Corbett, how are you? She says, Guimond. Dennis Brewer says, Guimond. John Barnshaw says, Pennsylvania strong. He's rooting for Mr. Scott Haas. Pete Beckish says, let's go PA, rooting for Haas. Jonathan Moose, Team Haas. Scott Strubble says, Team Haas. I know we got a lot of Pennsylvania folks watching right now. See Kevin just trying to decide if the 8-ball is frozen or not. And I can't really tell. It's super tight. Kevin's going with the kick option here. He really just wants to kind of settle right on top of it. I don't think he's going to have a lot of pace on this one. I think he's going to kind of just go 1-2 right into the face of it and just kind of let it sit right there. I don't think he's going to hit a lot of pace. Good contact there, but he's going to not like his next shot at the table. Scott Haas more than likely going to play a defensive shot here. He's got a lot to hide behind here, so once he figures out what he's going to do with this, I think that Guimond's going to be in a tricky spot. There's a couple of options here. I'm really sure where his mind is at right now. But obviously, he's got that 6-7-9 for blockers. There's a chance he plays the two-way and banks it. Yeah, he went all safe, and he stuck himself right underneath that 9-ball. Great shot there from Scott Haas. Got our good friend, Mr. Kerry McAuliffe, joining us once again. Kerry, welcome back.
Hey, Mike, thank you.
So, 1-1, Guimond, Haas, and Kevin made the 3 ball, I believe, makes the 5 ball also, and hooks himself with the 4.
Wow.
And now Scott Haas puts him in a tricky spot here.
That's a great kick, but unfortunately he's going to sell out.
That's right. Joe Soderberg, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. So, I mean, Guimond, Kerry, I'd love to hear your opinion on this. Guimond went through the field undefeated, but he's been waiting for a while. That's always a factor, the hot seat guy. And, Scott's coming off of a couple of good wins. He's in stroke. He's comfortable on the table now. I mean, what do you think? I mean, both guys. What do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah, I don't necessarily know Scott especially well personally. I mean, I know Kevin a lot better, but, I mean, let's face it, Kevin has been around the block a few times. He's played a whole pile of tournaments, and he's won some pretty big events. And so I think he, has plenty of experience dealing with the process of sitting around, waiting, getting through a tournament, and obviously with plenty of success. So I'm sure over the years he's developed his own strategies that work for him, and he seems pretty self-aware. So, it's hard to say. He was hitting balls for a while before the match, so he's probably warmed up as much as he's literally hit balls all weekend, so you can kind of switch back on reasonably quickly as long as you've been in gear for an extended period of time. So it's hard to say as long as he's got enough energy, calories, sleep, coffee, whatever it is he needs to, function. Like, hopefully he should be okay.
Yeah,
it looked like he ran out super great that first rack. Yeah,
I think I can agree with your idea here, but it's just sometimes, and especially in the game of 9-ball, pool's really a momentum-driven game. Like if the momentum's on your side, it just kind of keeps rolling that way. I feel like Scott Haas really has some of that right now. Guimond won this first rack. He won the first rack in this match, but I feel like Scott's got some oomph behind him.
Yeah.
I think we're going to end up with like a barn burner type of match here, and like if Scott ends up winning this first set, I think they're doing true double, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
True double. I think that we might possibly go the distance and play a second set.
Wow.
I do think that that's a possibility, but I don't think this is going to be a blowout from either player. It's going to be like 7-5 at most. I don't think we're going to see packages. I don't think it's going to be a huge deficit in racks. 7-5 maximum is my assessment here. They might even just trade racks straight to the hill. It might just be one of those. But in any case, I think that both players have earned their seat in this final matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Scott played an awesome match, that last match against Nick. That's got to pump him up. He came with some great stuff.
Yeah, Nick Charette, another player I want to shout out. He did a great job this weekend. And, another really well-mannered player. I'm a real big fan when the talent matches the human, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's some great players, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to invite him to my house for dinner.
Exactly.
But he another great guy, great player.
Yep.
And I think both of these guys both fall in that category.
I agree.
They're earning their stripes and earning their seat in this final, and it's kind of surreal that one of these two gentlemen is going to be on a banner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're going to have that green banner up there. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick stuff right there.
I don't know if you saw Kevin miss the 7-ball pretty bad and scratch like 2 rails in the corner. That's got to be a stake right in the heart. And that's tough to take early in the set. Wow.
How about that for a little jelly roll?
I feel like if he was going to use inside English, why not go the full distance all the way down and get straight in on the 9? Otherwise, why even do it?
You know what? Hindsight's always 20/20, Kerry. And when you're down on the shot, you feel a thing, you just do it.
Yeah. I don't only have hindsight. I have like 12 different camera views and all that. So I have a whole pile of sight that he doesn't have.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if only he had all of the views we have on this table.
Yeah, right.
So, again, folks, make sure you're hitting that share button. Let everybody enjoy these matchups and root on your favorite player.
One thing I said to Nicole before when I stepped out to eat, I was sitting right next to where Scott is sitting, and I couldn't help but notice that he was sitting in his chair, just holding his chalk in his fingers and just kind of looking at it and zoning out to his music and kind of bobbing his head, and he just looked like the calmest, happiest person in the world. Like right in the middle of that set, he just seemed so relaxed.
Yeah, no, that's definitely his style. And I want to mention this event one more time for you guys. Remember, November 30th and December 1st, it's the first annual State of Maine Open 9-Ball. That is open. That means anyone from anywhere can compete in that one. We're going to see a lot of great players there. I do anticipate that one filling up. I will be up there, and you should be too. Going to see some hefty payouts, and I anticipate a lot of talent coming through for that one. Again, that's over at Forest City Billiards, Portland, Maine. And Tyson Trepanier, the owner there, did a great job staging that room. Now they have 21 Gold Crown threes that we'll be using for that event. And he makes the 9 there. Wow. How about that? But yeah, Portland, Maine, Forest City Billiards, November 30th and December 1st. If you want to get signed up for that, you can contact the tournament director, Greg Lamb, or you can reach out to me. I can get you in there as well. Mr. G getting a little kidney shot there.
Yeah.
You know, that one shot, he scratches, Scott wins the rack, then he breaks the 9. That's got to sting.
I didn't even see that.
That's got to sting.
Wow.
Which
pocket did it go in?
Bottom right.
Oh, geez.
I mean,
like, honestly, when I played my match against Kevin this morning, he gave me perfect racks every time.
You know, and it's funny. It's like that's kind of Kevin's fault that he made the 9.
I agree. That was kind of my point. Maybe, I mean, to be fair, that was at, 11 a.m.? Now it's 11 p.m. or whatever it is. So he's got to be fatigued. And, and not for nothing, he's had, issues with, back pain and whatnot. And bending over the table for minutes and over the course of a day playing pool, it's like you could have been bending over a table for an hour, looking at a rack trying to fix it, and maybe he doesn't want to, keep doing that. It's hard to say, and I'm just trying to come up with a reason or an explanation. Let's see if this 9-ball moves this time. It sure doesn't. Wow, that thing didn't move at all.
But he made 9 wing balls.
Yeah.
And he's got a hanging 1 ball.
Look at that layout. I mean, I think the 7, 8, 9 all go, where they're supposed to go. And
the 6 is on the favorable side for shape on the 7.
It's really about as good as a layout gets.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
The only tricky part is where the 2 is so deep in that pocket, it could be mildly awkward to play for the right side of the 4 in the corner. Could be tough, but
I think he's going to actually try to get the cue ball to the right side of the table on the side where the 2 is. I think position's easier from that side. What do you
100%, 100%. Actually, to be honest, I personally would like playing for the 4 and the side.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so, cue ball
Yeah, if you could be on that
the
top,
ball here.
as we're looking at it, the top side rail, that would be nice.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to drag it right over to the right side of the table, just like that. He overhit that a bit, in my opinion, but he might have a different type of plan. He doesn't look like he's disappointed with his result there. I mean, I guess he can just kind of pinch it off the top rail. He doesn't have to force anything much. I mean, really just got to play the speed of it. Now, of course, we're playing on fresh cloth, so you can't really force the cue ball. We're just going to kind of float at 1 rail. Went with a draw stroke. You know what? That shot right there, you know what that tells me? He is absolutely dialed in on this equipment.
I mean, beautiful speed.
On this equipment, he is dialed in. He is ready to go. And, I mean, he's kind of perfect here. He's just going to float underneath the 6 ball. And shoot the 6 up to the top right corner. Nice speed there. He's got the 7 to the bottom left, 8 to the bottom right. Yeah, he should be home free. Just doesn't want to end up close to the rail here. Wants to be able to control that. Dave Nichols in the chat says, where is this being played? This is at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island.
You know, I almost feel like if Kevin is going to end up losing this first set, it's almost like a mercy to just get it over with quick and not waste a ton of energy on it and really bear down maximum, through that second set. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what's best.
I always have kind of mixed feelings on that sentiment. I've brought that up before. Like a player starts getting hot, like, Scott Haas. He's in the zone right now. He's about to go up 4-1. It's like, do I try to tear through this and, battle and possibly lose at this type of deficit, or do I just say, you know what, I just want to start over?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been in that situation a million times, but the times that I have, my attitude is I just want to take every chance I can get.
Yeah,
I want to win every time and never ever back off if I can do that. I can't always find it within myself to do that, but I want to at least try to do that.
No, I agree with that.
Because you never know, when that weird failure is going to happen. Well, I'd rather it happen in the second set that doesn't happen, that I didn't have to play. I'd rather that's when it happens because I really did it in the first set.
I want to shout out Chris Freeman. What's up, Chris? I hope you're
Chris.
doing well. Oh, the things that go on behind the scenes is hilarious sometimes. Chris, I hope you're doing well out there. Hopefully I can see you soon. All right, Scott Haas breaking rack number 6. He's up 4-1, race to 7.
Nicole and I was pointing out the unbelievable consistency of his break. His cue ball control is phenomenal. I say that?
All right, Kerry, we're muting you now.
I'm out of here. Yeah. Sorry, Scott.
And that's it for the stream. See you later, guys.
Yep.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
If Kevin's going to get into this, now's the time.
No, this is absolutely the time. This is absolutely the time. Yeah, Colin Madeira says it, golden break, then break and run. Haas is looking good right now. You're absolutely right. Ashley Nicole asking about ratings. I'm not sure about that, but I'll just say it like this. Zuglin won it when his Fargo rating was 0. So, and by the way, speaking of Mike Zuglin and his pool game, I don't know if you caught any of that, Kerry, but Zuglin was just kind of messing around in the room, and Sean Wilkie's warming up for his match, and Sean just once threw out a wing shot and tried to fire it in. Zuglin goes up there. I swear he goes like this. He's got the 9-ball hanging in the bottom right corner. Zuglin throws out a ball, nails the wing shot, and gets cue ball position and makes the 9-ball all the way back on the other side of the table. And he's just like, yeah, take your cue back. I was like, are you kidding me? And I actually got that on video. I recorded it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty strong. I was like, how about that? Zuggy still got it in there.
Wow. I mean, exactly the comment you just made about Scott getting so perfect on that 4-ball on the side and how he's really feeling and dialed into the equipment.
Yeah.
I think we just saw the exact opposite from Kevin, where he just needed a drawback and get above the 3, and he just kind of didn't really stroke it, and this is where he got.
Yeah.
So he's got to find a way to right the ship and turn it around.
Yeah, and kind of match that comfort level that Scott has.
The one nice thing is he can stick. Oh my God! Wow, I'm really surprised he did that.
This might fall.
Whew.
Wow.
It didn't, and unfortunately, now it's sitting there for Scott.
Yeah,
I thought he had the option to play a really tight safe in between the 5 and the 9. So he's kind of pushing. Maybe he just figures I'll just do whatever and take every swing and make it up in the second set or something.
So I see Mr. Freeman in the chat here giving me some unfortunate news. He said Buster's closed its doors tonight. On to the new pool room soon. All right, I guess that's bittersweet. That's okay. Got something good coming. I wish you the best with all of that, Chris. Meanwhile, Scott Haas snatching another game. Snatching another one. Unreal. Unreal how this match is unfolding right now.
I mean, I'll just say this. So I played Kevin at the 11 a.m., first match of the day. And I don't think he would be the least bit insulted if I say he played bad. Like, bad. He gave me every imaginable opportunity, and I could do nothing. Like, I also played bad. It was 4-3 him at one point, and it literally should have been 7-0. They were hanger, like 2, 3, 4 ball outs, no problems, nothing. I couldn't get out. And he sort of got it together at the end and won the match. Then, in his very next match, he plays Jeremy Sosi, the highest-rated player in the tournament, who's playing amazing, and he plays flawless. So, like, within the span of one set, he goes from can't make a ball to amazing, perfect pool. So, I guess the point I'm trying to make is he could very easily make that transition between the first and second sets of the finals.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, that's fair though. I mean, we say it's a momentum game. He felt good that set. Didn't feel good that set. He squeaked out a win. Played better the next set. I see Ryan Cullen in the chat. He says, I played Scott at the Ship to Cash bar box 8-ball. I was up 6-3 in a race to 7. He ran out the set on me and broke like King Kong.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah,
and
he's a tremendous bar box player, too.
Yeah, he is. And I'm seeing that Kevin's not getting the layouts that he really needs to, like, sink his teeth in and get, like, super comfortable here. I mean, 5-1 down, that's, like, still kind of manageable, in my opinion. Obviously somebody can win at any point in the set, but, when someone is 5-1 and it's a race to 7, as long as your opponent's not on the hill, it doesn't feel that extra bit of urgency, like you miss this, you're going to die. Like, if your opponent is on the hill, a lot of times it adds, that extra pressure.
Yeah.
And, as long as Guimond can keep Scott Haas off of the hill and win a couple of games here, we can see a match unfold. But it seems like everything's kind of just going in Haas's favor right now. So, that's his right to get those rolls, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's kind of opening for him. Break the 9, break and run.
Yeah.
Just everything's rolling in his favor. And we know that stuff can change in like 2 seconds. But Kevin's really just not getting like a clean go at it. There's not really that opening shot that he needs to get that comfort. What's up, Kenny? I see you out there. Let me know how you make out, bro. Yeah, there's a good chance that Guimond takes a swing at this set in particular. But remember, Guimond's undefeated. So he's going to have another bullet. All right, this could be the change right here. This is the change he needed. All right, he caught the good roll there. He got the good roll. If Scott Haas sells out on this shot here, maybe Guimond comes with something.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a big favorite to make the hit, and maybe only a slight underdog to make the ball. The question is, where does the cue ball go? If he can catch this rail first, kind of clip it in, he might be heading towards the 7 ball. If he can get past the 7, a lot of things could happen.
Yeah, this is a tough one. He's got to hit it literally perfect to be able to get on this 3 ball. And he's going to get another favorable roll right there behind the 7. Honestly, this is going to be like when the patient flatlines. I'm calling it, folks. I'm calling it. This set right here belongs to Scott Haas, and I think we're going to get a second set. I mean, again, like Stranger Things have happened. We've seen every type of result, if you get what I'm getting at. But right now, it looks like it's just going to be the Scott Haas show for this set. Mr. G. Mr. Guimond. Kenny in the chat says Scotty's been playing phenomenal lately. Love seeing him in this spot. Kenny's been playing good himself. See Chris congratulating you out there.
Kenny as in Russian Kenny?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he just win something pretty significant?
He did. He did. Kenny, if you could remind us what event that was. I seen you holding the belt out there.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Pennsylvania State 8-ball.
That's right.
That's what he won. Yeah, that's a great job. Nice. Congratulations, man. That's a hell of a win.
He still needs weight, though.
I'm sure.
He still needs a small spot.
Yeah, he hasn't really hit a ball in 6 months and, doesn't play that good.
No. Just looking out, bro. Right, Scott. Keeping Guimond at bay. I mean, he's got to look at this. I feel like he's going to come with it here.
He's got to bank this ball at this point. He likes cutting balls like this. He's very good at it, too. But nope. El Banco, El Shorto.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm noticing it right now that Kevin just doesn't have his game dialed into the equipment right here. He was warming up on a different table, and we know that this table's just a little faster than the remaining tables here. And, Haas has everything kind of dialed in. He's feeling real nice. He says, I definitely need a spot. Of course you do. Of course you do. I mean, 5-1. He's got an open shot here. If he finishes this one 6-1, Kevin's going to have to go figure something out. This is not looking good for Kevin Guimond right now. And again, it's kind of feeling like just a bit surreal that one of these two guys is going to be on that Ocean State banner hanging on the rafters here. It's just one of those two names is an Ocean State champion.
Yeah.
I mean, we look at some of the past champions, and it's like
it's quite a list of names.
Yeah,
that's for
man.
Sure.
Yeah. That's part of the prestige of a tournament like this. It's like, yeah, it's great to win a stack of cash and all of that, and hey, I won the tournament, but it's like my name's next to this guy, like this guy did it too.
Yeah, that, and I've always myself thought, like, put the most importance on the permanent things, the forever things. If you win some big title, you're that guy forever. You've done that forever. It's not just it's not the cash that's going to go away and you'll have other cash and all that. It's like it's a forever thing, and even more so here with the whole banner situation.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a permanent thing.
Assuming Snookers is here, you could be 100 years dead and gone, and the banner's still there. You know what I mean?
We're going to need a bigger building.
Probably. Yeah, that's a lot of banners.
I've actually got some plans for that. I'm going to have to talk to Paul, see if we can make some maneuvers. Meanwhile, Scott has to deal with this 5-ball here. What do you think? What do you think here, Kerry?
I think he cuts it up the rail.
Yeah, but you think he's going to cross the table with the
definitely.
cue ball, go underneath the 7-ball there?
Yep. Above the 7-ball as we're looking at it. I feel like he'll cut the 5 up maybe a little tiny bit of inside, hit the rail just above that side pocket, and kind of come straight at the 6-ball.
Yeah.
Why not? And that shot is a lot easier at up 5-1.
Yeah, I think he might try to keep it a little more simple and just kind of like take the longer shot on the 6 ball instead of trying to go up there.
Maybe. I don't know
just kinda
how
come across the table
how
here.
much of a lover of inside English he is. Well, he kind of split the difference, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, well, here we are with another great chance for Kevin, and boy, I wonder what is going through his mind. If he's saying, "Yep, I really got to get out here," then it'll be 5-2. Maybe I break him around the next one. I'm back in this set. Or if he's saying, "Oh, Jesus, I want to just get this over with and get on to the next set." It's hard to know. He's got to fall somewhere in there.
He's from the same school as you. He's going to give it everything right now and never lose. He doesn't want to lose once. He's not gonna take a chill and lessen his efforts. He's always been a grinder. He's like the epitome of what a grinder is.
Yeah, I agree.
That's just how he plays. He's always played that way, and we're seeing him do what he does right now. Joe Soderberg says it, just kind of reinforcing what we were saying earlier, saying you can't ever take the titles away. That's right.
Yeah. Oh no. He almost hooked himself. So close. And to be fair, even though he didn't, it's still pretty not great position, because although he's straight in, getting shape on the 9 requires absolute precision draw. And you're going kind of at that side pocket. There's a lot of ways to be scared about that.
I mean, Kevin's looking at this as if he can't really decipher an angle.
It looks to me like his cue ball is slightly to the right of the 8 ball, barely, but I don't think he's jacking up. He's going to just probably have to draw straight back. I don't see what else he can do.
If he's that uncomfortable, just stop it and play the bank. Like, he's a favorite to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he really doesn't know what he's going to do there, he can just stop it.
Oh, play the bank on the 9.
Yeah, play the bank on the 9, right?
Yeah, that's not horrible.
You know what I mean? Like, if he's really not sure.
Maybe he did that, or do you think he just came up short? His facial expression looked like he came up short.
Yeah, his cue stick came up.
Although ironically, he has pretty much like optimal position for the bank.
Yes, his cue stick came up.
Yeah.
When he followed through there, and he kind of just stunned the ball instead. Stop shot versus the draw. But yeah, he was always a favorite to make the bank. He kind of threw that in there, like, "Now what? You're gonna make me bank this 9 ball?" Like, as a formality. And I want to mention to you guys, Forest City Billiards, don't forget that's coming up the end of the month. We got the first annual State of Maine Open 9-ball tournament. Going to see some good players coming up for that one. And you should be joining me up there November 30th and December 1st. Forest City Billiards, that's in Portland, Maine. We're going to see some strong players there. I do anticipate that tournament filling up. And again, if you want to get into that event, you can contact me directly. Just Mike DeMarco on Facebook. If you got my number, hit the cell. Or you can contact the tournament director. If you're from up in that area, you can contact Greg Lamb, and he can help you out with that. All right, here we go. Scott Haas still leading 5 games to 2. Kevin forgot to mark his score there. It's 5-2. He hit the button. 5-2. Guimond keeps him off the hill.
Well, let's see if Kevin can put something together.
What's up, Mr. Bazinet? Hey, Nana. Thank you guys for joining.
Wow. Now,
I smell maple syrup. Oh, there he is. What's up, Sean?
So Kevin broke dry and left a, pretty open table. So that's pretty rough. Interesting. I didn't notice if Kevin even looked at any of Scott's racks. Obviously, in contrast to the previous match with Nick, Nick scrutinized him pretty carefully. When I played with Kevin, he did not look at my racks at all. And to be fair, I think I racked pretty perfect, and he also racked perfect for me. So
You guys are just a bunch of perfect rackers, then, aren't you?
We're just awesome.
You know what? Somebody, Kerry, can you give your address in the chat? We're going to send you a medal for the best rack.
Oh, yeah. I actually want that, yeah.
Just kidding. I mean, this is actually what it looks like when the tides change. You know what I mean? Like, not an open rack where Scott just kind of snatches this one back all of a sudden.
Yeah. This is very tricky. All right, so he banks up table, goes under the 3 and 8. Yeah, that's a pretty good shot, but he didn't quite get there.
No, he didn't. And again, it's starting to look like that might be.
I think that the combo is available and possibly the best shot, because if Kevin tries to go up in the corner with this 2-ball, there's just no future at all. And there's not really any particularly great safe, so it seems to me like the combo might be the preferred option.
I think you just got an action offer from Kenny. He says, I need rack lessons myself, so.
Yeah.
I mean, Kerry's more than willing. He's more than willing to help with that.
It's more just a matter of, like, I feel like there's kind of two elements there. Like, well, three. Like, what is a tight rack? Not everyone has the same idea about that. How do you produce that tight rack? And if it isn't a tight rack, how do you alter your break strategy? Like, those are three kind of independent considerations.
No, for sure. And I'll be honest, I like the Joe Dupuis racking school. Yuck 'em up and smash.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Kevin Guimond missing the 2-ball there.
Well, no, I think he played safe. He didn't intend to hit the 9-ball. I don't think he was playing the 2.
Whatever he was doing, he left a wide open shot here.
He certainly did that.
I mean, the 3-ball is tricky. Doesn't look like it passes that 8-ball. I mean, it's close. I'm going to give you a better look at that in a minute. He's going to go on the opposite side of it. Good play there from Scott Haas. You see how kind of tricky this is here. I mean, if the 9-ball wasn't there, I'd say he might be able to just play a stop shot safety. He might still be able to do that. And he's just going to send it up table.
I mean, nothing too wrong with that. If Kevin has the speed control for it, which he certainly does, or rather a better way to say it is if he has the will to exert some speed control, he might be able to cut that 3 past the 5 and roll the cue ball right up one rail onto the 5. It's not easy, but it is a pretty reasonable shot. Or thin the 3. Real soft. No, huh? Yeah, he's just getting a bunch of bumps he's not looking for.
Yeah, that comfort level has definitely left him.
Oh, for sure. You can tell he has kind of like a, I don't know what the right word for it is, but like a bit of a down demeanor, you know?
Yeah. I mean he's losing. He's losing. I don't think he's going to be skipping around to his next shot just yet.
Yeah, but I mean, people go through ups and downs in the score and still, have that fire or whatever you want to call it. And that's going to come and go also throughout the day, throughout the match, throughout the rack. Like, that's one thing that impressed me a lot about Nick Charette. Man, that guy can grind, huh?
Yeah, he does. And I wanted to comment about, a couple of the different types of sets that we've seen this weekend. I was talking with some of the players that were watching, some of the players in those matches, and a lot of times, you mentioned it about Kevin, like he plays good in one set, then plays bad in the next set, or vice versa.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with their opponent and their opponent's rhythm compared to their own rhythm. And it's like, if they're playing a player that changes their idea of what they want to do as far as, like, speed at the table and, like, how many shots am I getting,
right,
in X amount of time, and I think that is a factor where, like, sometimes the player just
Yeah.
kind of throws themselves off, and they're like, I'm not really feeling pool the way I normally want to.
I also think that the amount that is a factor varies from player to player. Some people don't think about that at all. It just doesn't bother them in the least.
Well, yeah, it's
and other
it's
people,
not the
it affects
conscious
them
thought that they're thinking about it. I'm saying that there is a result from it. You know, like they're like, oh, I don't know, I just couldn't beat that guy, and it's like,
yeah,
you know, you can see what was happening there. Like they're just out of rhythm.
You just mentioned Joey Dupuis. Like, to me, he's an excellent example of someone who kind of seems to, like, not really care who he's playing. Like, he just kind of is the same. Like, he plays the same. I'm not saying he plays his best or his worst. I'm saying his approach doesn't seem to change. Like,
I was
he can
simply
play
saying
me
that
and
if
I play really
someone
slow. He
slows a
can play
player's
someone
down-
else really fast, and he just seems to kind of do the same thing and not care.
Yeah,
he sits in his seat, doesn't seem bothered, fast, slow, whatever. He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Whereas other people, it's like traumatizing if somebody is not their same type, and then you get everything in between. So
I was simply saying that, you know, when someone plays a player that has a rhythm that throws them off, you know, there's a result, and it's not really whether they know it or not, but it does throw them off. You can see that they're, like, out of sorts, and I think that's what happened with Sean Wilkie and Jeremy Sosi,
possibly
with their match yesterday. And when they played that match, it was on this table here. I don't think it was an equipment factor, but, you know, Jeremy was playing a lot slower than what Sean Wilkie wanted to have, and he wasn't able to really, like, get into the match, and you could tell he was just kind of off. Then you notice that, you know, Sean Wilkie's going to the table and being extra deliberate, where he's usually that fast and loose guy. Then he plays him today, and, you know, Sean Wilkie runs over him 7-0, and it kind of looked like Sean was able to dictate the pace in that match versus what Jeremy was doing to him in their set yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're thinking about that. It's just you can see the result. And right now we're seeing the result of Scott Haas doing what he does. He's playing so well, staying so consistent. And you know what? I mean, it's starting to look like it might be his tournament to win.
It's entirely possible. It all comes down to how is Kevin gonna, you know, reset and compose himself, and is that there for him right now? Can he do it? Can he not? Is it just out of reach? Is he physically prepared to do that? Is he mentally prepared to do that?
I mean, he's got technically just one life left, you know, like he's not at the table. I mean, he's still in this match.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's starting to look like it's just going to be the Scott Haas show for this match, at least. You know, he had a nice little flurry, 3 quick games that, like, took 2 seconds, you know. Kevin missed that 7, scratch. Then Scott gets that rack, breaks the 9, then breaks and runs. That's a quick little flurry. That put him way up there. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's not like Kevin's playing terrible. It's just he's not really feeling it, not getting those opportunities. And, you know.
Well, for example, look at how Kevin played Scott in the hot seat. Completely different everything. Like, demeanor was different. His sort of just his the way he carried himself at the table looked different.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
So in a way, it's almost, you know, it's actually a kind of a good counterexample, because in this case, it's with the same opponent.
But you got to remember that was like 3-4 hours ago.
Yeah, and
that was
Kevin
a long time ago. I mean, maybe even longer than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while. Kevin's been basically a statue.
Yeah.
For the last 3 to 5 hours, something like that. Hasn't had to play a match.
I mean, when you're making that shot right there, like he just did, that's strong. And you can tell he feels so good.
Yeah, he's doing the right things right now. Scott Haas, just 4 balls away from being able to claim the first set. Remember, it's a true double, so it wouldn't be over. This is just set 1. So at this time, I'm going to ask you guys to just go ahead and root on your favorite player. Let them see it. Super clean shot right there. Wants to avoid the point, and he does. I mean, this is really the one right here. This is the match-winning shot. Needs to just come with great position on this 8 ball, and he should be home free. Nothing else really to do here. He's got to make this 7 and get on the 8. That's it.
Ironically, this is not at all unlike the exact layout of Kevin's final run out on the well, looks like Kevin has a little bit more life. Very thin.
I think he
cut.
tried to do a little too much with the cue ball there.
Yeah.
I think he could have kept that simple and just kind of played
Rolled
a natural.
straight up and down.
Yeah, right.
I
Just
think so.
kind of keep it simple and, maybe try to get to that second rail, the left long rail. But, I mean,
This,
I don't
to
think he
me,
needed to
feels
go
like,
at it like that.
I feel like this type of shot right here is so hard because when you cut a ball thin and the cue ball goes straight into the rail, it is extremely sensitive to English, and he's got to know exactly where he's going to go here. Is he going to hit the left side rail? Is he going to come straight down the table?
I think he just plays the speed here.
Well, that's not going to do it. Now, this is hardly an easy shot for Scott. I feel like this particular shot plays a lot easier with a little inside English, but I can't tell if that 7's on the rail or not. But where it's this close to the pocket, he should be able to do what we said last time, roll it in and just come straight down the table, like towards as we're looking at the table, like the third diamond off.
Yeah, he's got plenty of space here.
Okay.
He's got plenty of space off the 7 there, off the rail. Just got to pocket the ball, play the speed.
And again, he didn't pocket it, and he may scratch.
And that's his cue ball. Like he's trying to do too much with the cue ball on those two shots there.
Yep.
You could see what happened. He put the right spin on it inside English. You can see the cue ball squirts to the left, overcuts the ball and doesn't make it. It's like, you can see what he's doing here.
Yeah, and also, there's got to be it's at least some element of him saying, I need this game, I need this rack, I want to end this set, I don't want to let him get another rack, let's get this done.
And Kevin's going to...
Yeah, he played nice position there.
Kevin's going to be able to take it 6-3 here. Still a ton of work to do, though. And, I mean, we actually saw a few sets this weekend where a player was up like 6-2 or 6-3, and they get beat. They get beat.
Yep. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jay Aliomer was up 4-0 over Nick Charette, and Nick came back and beat him.
Yeah, he did. Honestly, the previous set, Scott Haas was up 4-0 on Nick Charette.
That's right.
And he made it 5-4.
Yeah.
From that point.
It's like they maybe had some momentary confusion about the score.
It's 6-3.
Looks like they,
Yeah, it's a 6-3 match right now. Yeah, it doesn't look like Kevin's, looking for the second set at all. He's going to grind this one out. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to get the job done right now. Doesn't want to wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, and I mean he doesn't even turn his head in the direction of the rack. So he's, I guess, determined to just not even worry about it. So let's see if he makes this 7 ball. He sure does. Center of the pocket.
Nailed it.
Uh-oh. All right, he can see the 1. So he's not bad here. The only kind of complicating factor is that 6 ball. Can he get to the end rail without hitting the 6, number 1? And if he can he get around the 6? So it's actually pretty hard to get down on that, too, because you can't draw deep 3 rails, and you can't exactly follow. It's tough. I mean, this is going to sound bizarre, but if you follow with inside English and use the 6 as your first rail,
yeah, that's the right shot.
You can go.
I agree with that.
The 2 rails down.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy at all. I mean, Pool's about being natural about things. Maybe a cue ball's a little funny, but
Yeah.
that's a natural path.
Well, that's
just
it.
Like that.
He ginned that shot, and oh my God, is he going to get lucky here? No.
He played it well though.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin Grant, how you doing? Miss you too, buddy. Come visit. Hey, you know what? I'm coming up to Maine at the end of the month. You better be there, bro. Forest City Billiards. I mean, I'm coming towards you, so let's go. Yeah, Aaron, I see you. The B-side is always favored. She's saying that if it were a single race, the B-side is always favored for that reason. I believe at least it's true double. Yeah, and I get that. It's the momentum factor. Absolutely. It was nice to see you up at Rax, Aaron. Let's see. He's swinging here.
I don't think he left himself a lot of choice about it. I mean, I guess he was trying to get up and get straight in.
No, Aaron in the chat. No, if it goes to a second set, we're doing it immediately. I just mean like there's no tomorrow, figuratively.
What a great shot. He made an unbelievable 1-9 combo, like off angle, long distance on this table earlier tonight. I forget if it was in the hot seat against Scott. I think it was.
I don't remember seeing that one, but we got a 6-4 match right now, boys. We got a 6-4.
I feel like this is where Scott's got to start feeling a little nervous. This is tough, especially because he had the out and kind of like messed up a couple shots and let Kevin have some room to breathe. So it like in his mind, he can be thinking, I'm a little to blame too.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. This is the one we're talking about, folks. Justin, I heard you say you're going to be there. Yes, so will I, and you should be there too. First annual State of Maine Open 9-ball. It's up at Forest City Billiards. And make sure, if you want to get in touch with me, hit me on the Facebook. If you got my cell, hit it. And if you're up in that area, you know Greg Lamb. He is your tournament director. You can contact him as well. That's coming up the end of the month, November 30th and December 1st. And I know I'm coming up, and we're bringing a whole bunch of people from down here. Talk to some of the Canadians. They're going to make the trip down for them. So we're going to have a we're going to have a nice field up there. And again, if you are going to be there on Friday, let me know as soon as you know, because as soon as you tell me that, I'm going to get you into a game for Friday night. We're going to have a nice action lineup. They do have one diamond table there, so if you want to play on a diamond, you got to be like the high bet. Be the high bet. But aside from that, we got a lot of good stuff going on at Forest City Billiards the end of the month. I knew I smelled syrup. Says, is it true that Kevin is Sky Woodward's son? What?
No, I thought he was Sky Woodward's dad or like his older brother or something. There's a super funny picture of Kevin standing next to Sky Woodward in a tournament that I think Sky beat Kevin in.
Oh, Sky's older brother.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
that's and there really is an uncanny resemblance in that photo.
You're going to have to get that for me, Kerry. I'll throw it up.
I don't know if I can find that. It might have been on Kevin's page, actually.
Somebody knows where that is. I know you guys are all listening. Somebody find that photo so I can put it on the screen, please. I need to do that. I need that picture. Pancake, if you can find that, bro, send it over. Somebody. Justin Grant. Yeah, I got a game for you, brother. All you got to do is send me a message with like your particulars. Send that to my Facebook Messenger, please. Yeah, just send me whatever you want to do for Friday night at Forest City Billiards. Tell me what kind of games you're looking for. Bet range, what type of game you prefer. 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, one pocket, kicks, banks, scratch pool.
Oh.
Mandatory push out after the break. No jump cues, only jump cues. Behind the back, one-handed. There's somebody for everybody. Oh boy. Oh boy. Just saw that little smirk from Scott Haas after that missed combination, and I gotta say, Kerry, I'm starting to think that this might be this might be the Guimond show, and he makes a comeback and just gets it done from this position. Starting to feel that way.
I think what I sent you isn't someone posted a picture of the photo I sent you, but with a caption like Sky beat his older brother in the tournament or something, but it's definitely that photo.
All right, so I'm going to be able to put this on the screen for you guys.
Wow, in the meantime, it looks like Kevin sold out that 4-ball and Scott way overcut that 4-ball, but didn't leave too much.
Yeah, Kevin's not really thrilled about this. He's going to go one rail into it. I mean, he can kind of play this one safely.
Yeah.
Because the cue ball's going to travel down table towards that 5-9.
That's one way. The other way is if he hits the 4-ball full and sticks the cue ball there and puts the 4 on the right side rail on the other side of the 8-6. I can't see where. Oh, he's going that way. He missed the whole ball.
Yeah, he hit it a little bit too fast there. He needed to give it time to bite.
I don't know that going that route was the best choice. I just feel like it was asking a lot.
All right, I'm working on this one for you guys. Oh boy. My God, it says thanks, Dad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna do that. I'm totally gonna do that to you guys. I'm going to save that one. All right, Scott Haas looking to close this out. He's got everything he needs here. Just needs to maintain his composure, finish up these last 5 balls. I don't want to say he has a ton of work to do, but this 6-ball, that's the one. Getting that 6-ball off the table, that's the key to winning this game here. I feel like he shouldn't have to try to work the rock here. Just go like one rail out and just kind of float it out. Don't go too crazy. He's got a little bit of an angle just like that. That was even a little bit heavy, but he had to do that for comfort to pocket the ball. I mean, he's got the combination here. He's got to nail this. He's got to make this. Can't afford to let Kevin get another game. And he's going to come out okay there. All right, it looks like we are going to have a Scott Haas victory in this first set. 1-2 forward. And he's got the angle here. So I like to say anything, barring an earthquake, nothing's going to stop this man. And that speed looks pretty sporty.
Sure does.
Pretty sporty right there. All right. Set number 1. And there's that photo, boys and girls. Thanks, Dad. I mean, it's pretty close.
It is a pretty good resemblance.
It's pretty close. That's pretty close. I mean, maybe if they like both shaved, it would look even closer.
Maybe.
Or
less, who knows? But I mean, honestly, if that's not doctored, like the shape of their nose, the downturn of the corners of their eyebrows, their smile, everything about it is really similar. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with set number 2, Guimond versus Haas. 1 race to 7 for everything. For everything. All right, I'll be right back.
You see the jippy, I'm fitted up. Up in my car in the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus.
Hey guys, this is Kerry again. I don't know where Mike is. He stepped away, but I just kind of barged my way in here, and I'll keep you company. Up, here he comes right now. Let me step back. Sound is on. Welcome back, Mike.
Hey,
So
we are back.
I think we all just obviously saw Scott get out there. As I was walking back, I was kind of looking at Kevin. I was kind of hoping he would look up at me, and I was going to give him, a kind of a fist pump and, let's go kind of thing. But he didn't look at me. But I did see just the expression on his face is not a good one. I hope he can. I hope he can get himself into this.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's always going to be tough. I mean, you're undefeated all day, all weekend, rather. And, you got to try to fade what's already happened. And sometimes that's easier said than done. And right now, he's already down one single game. He's got to hold on to it. I mean, we know Guimond's been able to grind his way to victory time and time again.
Yeah. The first tournament I really got to watch him play, it was some event. It might have been your event or somebody's event over at Straight Shooters. And he ended up beating, who was it in the finals? But he played unreal.
Yeah, it was at the original Straight Shooters, yes. And he beat Joe Dargis.
That's correct. And boy, did he play good. I had a whole new respect for his game after that.
Well, we're going to actually get a little history on Mr. Guimond for just this year. He did win the Joss Tour Stop number 12. Not sure which room that was, but we're going to figure that one out right now. That was at
7-foot table,
Amsterdam. Oh, so it played on 7 foot.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, doesn't matter. I mean, you win the tournament, you win the tournament. Third at the Hall of Fame event here at Snookers.
Yeah.
He has another 4th place finish at the Joss Tour number 16 and 25th at the Derby City Classic 9-ball. So that's not normal numbers for Guimond. I feel like, he did take a good number of years off from pool, and he did tell me a little ways back that he was going to make a run at it, like he was really going to kind of get into it and really try to go after it is the words he used.
Yeah. I think when he pretty shortly after moving out to Texas is where he really kind of blossomed into a higher level player, and he won some serious tournaments out there. Texas Open. I don't know if he won, but he won some big deal tournament in Texas. I don't remember when it was.
Well, we're kind of going through the ranks here, but I do remember that he's definitely done some damage out there, and being in Texas, I think you have access to a lot more high level players, in my opinion. Everything's bigger in Texas, right? I mean, that's kind of just how it goes. And Kevin's definitely had the seasoning needed to be a champion. So
yeah,
I don't think that he's going to have too much of a problem with that stuff. But so I see, this is a good year, 2010. We're going back a little ways here, but that was kind of where he was, out there, years ago. And, he's obviously still got it in him. He's still able to get it to happen. I mean, I'm looking at this one right here. This is a Predator Pro-Am Open back in 2010. And see some of these guys here. Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the players that he's besting. He's definitely got the seasoning. we're gonna see if he can put it together. But right now, it looks like it's really just the Scott Haas show. Pennsylvania, I know you're in the chat. Shout it from the rooftops. Root on your boy. And while you're doing that, I'm going to tell you about this again. Ultimate Pool is now in New England. Make sure you guys get in touch with either myself or you can reach out to George Carterakis or Mike Fahey via Facebook. You can look up Ultimate Pool New England on Facebook. There is a group. You can go onto that page and ask questions, but you can reach out to me as well. And if you're not familiar with Ultimate Pool, 30-minute match clock, 30-second shot clock. We're playing 8-ball. There's a couple of different rules, things that you're not going to be familiar with. You know what? Another rule you're not going to be familiar with, $100,000 for the first place team. That's something I could get used to. I know you guys are used to competing in your league formats, but let me tell you something. We're going to see $100K for first. Ultimate Pool in New England. Let's rock and roll, boys and girls. All right, it's going to be another dry break. You know, I'm not noticing either player really like focused on looking at the rack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yep. I also want to say that I don't think that, I don't think Kevin's the guy that, like, I'm going to give him a bad rack or something like that. He's not that guy. But I do think that fatigue sets in, and there's times where you're playing into the wee hours of the night, and, like your eyes can almost just, like, trick you, and, like, you're desperately trying to see the edges of the balls, and are they crispy and tight, and you know what I'm saying? It's like... It's like when you're shooting the balls and you're kind of just like estimating this is about where I need to be situated to make this ball, and you're still going through the motions and shooting, but there's times where it can get kind of hazy out there, if you know what I mean. And sometimes that we see a lot of that stuff like later in the night. I know Kevin's been he played one set right now. I don't feel like he had a ton of table time there. Scott really put him in a couple of tricky spots, and he's just got to come with something. Really does.
My impression is that he's sort of like I don't know, stroking almost like a little on the timid side, like not quite as crisp as he was before.
I mean,
although that was a pretty nice stroke there.
Yeah, I mean that's just. That's just where he's at. If you go undefeated through a field and you haven't lost yet, you're going to be super confident going into a match. And then you lose a match, you're going to lose a little bit of that confidence there. Sure. Like in the deep, dark corners of your mind, you're going to be like, maybe I'm not playing my best right now. But, I think Kevin knows how to kind of fade those things and just try to come with it. But you can see he's lost the cue ball a bit here. Yep.
What I was going to say is that I feel, I'm sure you've had the experience, and I'm sure everyone's had the experience where, I mean, like in 9-ball, for example, you're playing and you feel good, and the layouts appear obvious. Like, that goes to that. Oh yeah, that goes to that. Yep, no problems here. Okay, let's go. And then there's times where you feel like nothing leads to anything, and it's like, well, even if I make this great shot, I still have this and then that, and nothing's right, and the table's just not right. I can't help but feel like Kevin just hasn't had great table layouts, Yeah. I don't recall him coming to the table with a nice, easy, wide open layout.
Yeah. And I mean, he came with a nice shot there, but he still doesn't have it.
That drains on you. He should hopefully be able to marry the cue ball to the back of the 6. Like, he's been hitting that safety very well over the day I've been watching. Because he can kind of two-rail the 4? He can, like, two-rail the 4 under the 7 and 9.
Maybe get the cue ball above the 6.
Yeah, I think he can get right on the 6, honestly. He's real good at that.
See Mr. Bassinet in the chat reinforcing our sentiment about the wee hours of the night. He says, and then sometimes you forget your own name.
Yep.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, depending on your technique, that can happen right when you walk in the door, or just before you walk in the door.
Yeah, Zuglin says, "What's your name?" And you're like,
Yeah.
don't actually
Just
remember.
pick one. You tell me.
Yeah, you tell me. Pick one. And I'm going to pronounce it wrong on purpose.
Yeah. Well, Kevin kind of didn't hit that one all that great, but he kind of came out of it not so bad. I really think he should have gone in on the safe there because I feel like a ball in hand layout, that kind of is something that might help get him, going in the right direction.
Well, that one didn't work out. I mean, the 7 ball is a little bit tricky, but I think that might actually help whoever gets on that ball. Looks like there might be an opportunity for maybe even a combination 7 to 9.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he's going in rail first on this ball.
Oh, for sure.
Well, he hit that really great, and he's a little more angle than he would have liked. But as you say, the combo is there, and he is a very, very good combo player. So it might be smarter to not risk trying to twist this ball with tons of inside and come down on the near side of the left side of the 7 and just go all out to play the combo.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's even going to try to get all the way over there. He's just going to kind of get like above that 7 ball. I mean, who knows? Kevin's been feeling pretty good, overall in the tournament. So I mean, I think he's got still that confidence of, hey, I'm just going to play it the way I want to play it. I think that a lot of times players look to accept what the table will give them versus dictate, this is how I want this to go. And I think that Kevin's able to kind of dictate those types of things. See Tom Shine in the chat. He says, Kevin Guimond, too strong. Lynham says, let's go, Kevin. What's up, Bry Guy?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big deal if Kevin drills this combo in. I think it's gonna boost him up. And yikes!
Is he gonna catch a roll here?
He sure isn't.
Well, I mean, D8 doesn't go now.
It doesn't. You're right, and it's a pretty tough billiard, to be honest.
You know what though? No, if you get above that 8 ball,
yeah,
I think you can make that.
But it's tough. You got to hit that so precise to cut the 9 off the 8. You know what I mean?
No, I mean I think you can make the 8 ball.
Oh, really?
Off of the 9 ball, just a little draw.
You give us that view out of that corner, the left corner.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I think that if you just hit it with a little draw, I think it'll carry down. Yeah.
Oh, you mean off the 9?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
now
right.
that you say that, yeah, for sure. I thought you meant just go by. Yeah.
Yeah,
Only
you just play some
problem
draw,
is
shoot it from above the 8 ball there.
Play shape for the 9, probably in the opposite corner. Like the same side of the table, other end of the
I think they'd actually bank the 9 ball towards the top right corner.
Possibly.
I don't think you can hit that one kind of soft. I think it's going to bank up. Let's see, he might try to bump into it here. Yeah, he did.
Oh, he didn't want to be on that side of it. Unless it goes.
Now it's tough.
Yeah.
No, he was trying to bump into it.
Yeah.
I don't think he liked the carom idea, or maybe he didn't recognize it.
Weird, but I think if he kicks at this and hit, as we look at it, if he hits the, the left side of the 8 ball on the kick, he might be able to make it still. It's hard to tell what that angle is.
Yeah, I don't think.
But I think not.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna kick at this. Tom Shine, no, this is the second set. I put it in fancy blue at the bottom of your scoreboard there. Finals set 2. Yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up in the Northeast, Kerry. And I know we've been talking about Ultimate Pool coming to New England. That's really exciting. I'm excited for that. Got the Forest City Billiards event coming up at the end of the month, November 30th and December 1st. And also shortly after, the 14th and 15th of December, we're going to be at Rax in Vernon, Connecticut for the Liscotti Cup.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Kerry, you're competing in that one.
Yeah.
You're in that one.
The gentleman sitting in the chair over here was my teammate on the winning team last year. So I'm, kind of pulling for him a little bit. And now he's the enemy. He's on the other team this time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see how that goes down.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, we got some fresh meat, if you will.
Yeah. Well, I think
namely Rob Sayes jumping in there.
That's going to mix things up quite a bit. I'm very interested to see how it goes.
I agree. Yeah, I think Rob's a great addition to the squad there, and I gotta say, Steve Mack, the challenging captain, it's kind of funny. I think he thought Rob wasn't coming through, and he's like, I'm not picking Rob, and then Lucas picks him as his first pick, and then Rob pops in the chat and says, "Can't wait to see you there," and Steve's like, "Oh boy, oh no, what did I do?" It's like, what the hell? So, do you know all of your teammates? Do you know the teams offhand? Do you know by heart?
Do you mean, do I know them personally, or can I name their names?
Yeah, can you name your team? Do you know your teammates?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get a rundown. What's going on with Scotty Cup?
In order of draft?
It doesn't have to be in order.
I'm going to give it to you that way. So, obviously, Lucas is the captain. He picked Rob Sayes, and then Rob Pierce, and then Phil Davis, and then oh geez, I'm blanking out. Why am I did this before. As soon as I hear it, I'm gonna Lucas, Rob Sayes, Rob Pierce, Phil Davis, and me, and then our alternate is Ryan Cullen.
That's right.
And then I think the other team consists of Steve Mack, Alex Bosch, Kevin Guimond, Josh Thiel, and Lance Lascotti is the fifth, I think. And then I forget who the alternate is, or other way around. There's some, so there might be one person I'm forgetting. That's going to be a fun time. That's a really good event. I like it a lot.
Yeah, you forgot Josh Thiel.
I didn't forget Josh Thiel. I forgot someone else. I mentioned Josh.
We'll say him again, because I love Josh.
Okay. Josh Thiel.
And then Josh Thiel.
Josh Thiel, and then one other person who I can't remember.
Josh Thiel.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's him. It's Ryan Lynham, you nut.
It's Ryan Lynham. What would I know about him? I've never played on a team with him before. Oh wait, except for Masters for like 6 years in the winning the Scotty Cup team.
Yeah, exactly.
And he makes the winning shot in the tournament and was the MVP.
Yeah, it's getting tight. Yeah, look, they're all cursing you in the chat now.
Me?
Yeah.
Why? What I
You
do?
forgot Lynham. You forgot me.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I literally play on a Masters team with Ryan, so that's kind of a bad oversight.
That's pretty terrible.
Oops.
Yeah, great and terrible. How can you forget flying Ryan
Well,
Lynham?
he kind of stinks. He doesn't win much, so he's sort of forgettable. In racing and pool.
Yeah, right. It's kind of laughable how many times the kid posts, "Hey, he won the race again."
Yeah.
It's like, what are they driving go-karts and he's got the race car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of feels that way, right? It's like,
apparently,
hey, there's a race every other weekend, and he wins one every other weekend.
Or I'm the little league player that's 6'2" and 300 pounds.
It's like, hey, little Rye guy, he's doing pretty good in this little league, huh?
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
It's freaking hilarious. Don, yeah, great reminder. I'm going to check on that right now to see where we're at. We are going to be pretty close. Let me see. We've got about 15 minutes or so. And if that's the case, I'm going to repost pretty soon. So we're going to try to do that. I really dislike that.
I did
that
too.
fact.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. I dislike the fact that he hooked himself behind the 8.
Yeah, I mean, that's not great either, but are you
I
smelling what I'm smelling here?
I really just don't know what he was trying to do there. Maybe he thought he could hit it soft enough that he wouldn't go behind the 8.
Kevin Kiley, that's Mr. Kerry McAuliffe. Kerry McAuliffe in here. I'm Mike DeMarco. And that's it. You got us too. That's all we got today. We had Nicole Albergaria in here earlier.
Oh, my Lord, what a shot that was. Wow.
We get to see it again right there.
That is incredible. Rail first, slight draw. That's a beast of a shot.
Mr. Haas.
I mean, wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty sick right there. Super strong. Yeah, he couldn't fade it.
Is that what they call the post-great shot letdown syndrome?
Yes. Yes, that's what we'll call that. Unreal. Unreal. Can't believe it. But then again, I can kind of believe it. I mean, we've seen that over and over.
Yeah. He looks so happy-go-lucky, but no matter what, nobody is immune to pressure.
All right, folks, listen, I'm going to allow these guys to finish this rack, and then we're going to go right into another broadcast. So we're going to repost it. If that ball went in, I was guaranteeing that Kevin wins this. Yeah. If that went in, I was guaranteeing that he wins this set, but we're going to have to play it out, folks.
Wow.
All right, so Scott Haas looking to go up 3-1 here. All the way back up table. 9 ball's looking pretty simple here. All right, guys and girls, you're going to have to come right back to the chat, okay, as soon as this is done. All right, I'm reposting. So stand by. Be right back.